Hey there. Part of our healing journeys, a lot of times there's a lot of ups and downs during it. Um, this past year, 2024, mostly I was focused on just trying to maintaining my basics. And I backed off of a lot of my pushing forward because I was kind of afraid of myself, that I might get into another depressed cycle like I did at the beginning of 2024 and in 2023. But in the fall, I went to two different retreats. Life coaching retreat, the same one I went to in 2023, I returned to in 2024. And while I wasn't in a super down space at that point, I was also very afraid to connect with myself and push myself to carry forward because I still was worried about whether I was going to then later on get into a mode where when I start moving forward, my mind starts trying to pull me back. So I wasn't pushing myself to really connect with myself during the retreat. I was there for other people, but just not for myself. In the end, I did finally connect with myself at the end of it. It took me the whole time, but I was still, I was more holding myself back. I wasn't depressed or anything like that. Maybe probably disappointed in myself to a degree, but I was still I was doing my part for other people as far as I could tell. Some for myself too. I was still trying to do the best I could, but I just was holding myself back. And I think as part of this, a couple of days into it, I had sent a message to the group that I had been to the year before, just giving them a little status and a little bit about it. And I thought it was important to share that here as part of my journey of saying, yeah, we got our ups and downs, and this is where I was a couple of days into the retreat. My own stuff is not about the retreat. It was worth going back to. And the next video I'll do later on is actually from about 5 days later. I was finally did like stop holding myself back, and I got to a better headspace, and I'm been moving forward again. Uh, but yeah, I thought it was worth sharing this and just showing what some of the process is and where we can be in our headspaces. And one day, and then like a week later, if we are pushing ourselves and trying to grow and stop holding ourselves back, we can be in a very different headspace. It doesn't always have to be where we're holding ourselves back, or even if it feels like we won't succeed, if we keep trying, keep pushing ourselves, we can get there. And it's worth the effort, I think. And it's something that I still have my ups and downs. This week, I had a couple of days where I was just, I don't know. I've been doing great for the past month, but just a couple of days where I was just in a mood. But I pushed myself back out of that too. So finally get into there's other videos that I want to share from previous year and before that I still got a pullover from my TikTok, where I've been more regularly keeping everything, which was originally meant to be here as well. But but for now, I'm trying to focus on some of the stuff from the fall, the more current things, and trying to get those over to here and get that going while I then kind of look through all my older videos and find, well, which ones are worth bringing over and which ones they don't need to, because some of it's just messing around, some of it's within the context of a certain time, but then some of it is worth bringing over. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna bring. But in the meantime, here's this video where I said, talking about how I was holding myself back and I was feeling a little stressed and disappointed in myself and worried, but at the same time recognizing that, hey, it's not all bad either. Yeah, just it's good to see it in context of where I was then a week later, which is the next video after this.
Hey everyone. I haven't been really talking much here. I mean, some of it's just because how busy we get here, but also haven't been. Gotta go faster. I'm actually struggling here. I'm not in the like same ultra distressed headspace I was in at the beginning of last year. But so I mean that's good. I have been, but at the same time it's kind of worse than last year because I've been struggling with trying to find something in me and just keep feeling like I should just accept my limited self and just stop trying to push myself because yeah, I just can't connect with anything. Um, but I'm still able to. Still, I'm not isolating and still trying to interact with people and do my part at least, you know, as best I can. Kind of stresses me sometimes because I memory. Um, but yeah, so in certain ways, it's not as bad as what I started off with last year, but in certain ways, it's kind of worse. Uh, I don't know. Concerns me. But on a good note, I had mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't even remember. I know I've thought about mentioning it that I didn't want to dance again. Not one of these videos. I think it was in. I just mentioned somebody, but because I keep thinking. I still don't even remember if I mentioned it here. I've kept thinking about bringing it up and just keep not bringing it up. You know how a few weeks after we were back, people were doing their own little videos, and some people were doing some dancing stuff out in public, and I tried to do one single one video. I mean, in my home. Um, I know not. Um, but that actually has bothered me for months. That video, because I couldn't loosen up. I couldn't do it. I'd remember it for months on end. Every once in a while, just randomly come into my mind, and I would flinch in pain just thinking about how pathetic I was, that I couldn't control my own body to do that little dance thing, even though only a few weeks earlier I'd been here. I had managed to break through that and everything. And I mean, still, I was like, even like in the summer, like half a year later, I was still like randomly remember it. I'm just like, and I was like, I never want to dance again, because when I tried to do it on my own in that one little video with no one watching, which should have been fine, I just felt like a fool, and I felt like I can't even control my own body. So I was worried a little. I'm worried. I wouldn't say so much worried, but I still was just like I was not looking forward to the dance part, because I was like, I didn't know if I'd have a hard time yet again, and then of course everyone Liam, Tolman, Tim, they saw what that was last year. But when I got here and they did, but I also did realize, like earlier, that it's like, well, there is one difference there. It's like when we're at WCA, once I finally figured it out, and it was all you to help me to figure it out, little piece by piece. Each thing was like figuring out how to do it and how to let go and how to, yeah, it was like I couldn't have done it without all your feedback, over multiple little session things in that day. But I did realize it's like, one difference is it's like, yeah, I was there, I'm alone. Like when I'm here, it's like I have someone to see, so I can whereas when I was trying to do it on my own, I had no one to see, and so there is a difference. But I was still like concerned. But the very first time they did the dancing, I was able to do it. I was like, okay, so I got, it only took one time to get past that worry, and all except for one time I danced. One time I was just in my head for other reasons. I just couldn't bring myself. Yesterday, actually, I left my stuff on the seat so they wouldn't know I was running away, and I just went over to the couch outside. I just had to decompress so they could see. He's like, yeah, he's not running. So yeah, but the dancing thing is okay, and I've still, even if I've been not 100% with myself and feeling defeated, I've still been joining in on that stuff and everything, so that's good. But that's all. But anyway, yeah, just figured I'd give you a check-in. Still working, still, but anywho, that's all. Sorry. I mean, I know well, I apologize because it's like I don't know, feel like I'm letting you all down too. I don't know, something. But anyway, I'm gonna make this thing. Whoa, 6 minutes. Oh, sorry. Anyway, see ya.